I want to invite you to come with me on a journey. Will you come with me? Yeah? Let's go on an adventure. So I want to ask you, what will you do with your one precious life? What will you do? But the point being is you don't know how long you get. You just don't know. And so it's really, really important that we are conscious about what we're doing in this life. The thing about his work that I really resonate with is his whole thing is he says that our primary motivation is to find meaning in our lives. And I think that's absolutely true. He then goes on to say that there's a certain tension between what one is and what one should become. And that healthy tension is the motivating force in our lives, and it's indispensable to well-being. It's really good for the soul, but beyond that, it's actually pretty good for our health, as it turns out as well. And so when you think about this, it's so important for flourishing in terms of well-being and our psychological state. And on top of that, look at this, it's associated with longevity. So then we go on here and we add another little bucket. And so Mona said that she listens to my podcast, so you're the one. I have been doing my show for 4 years, and every single week I get the opportunity to have a conversation with somebody about something relative to the world of work that I think is important, that adds to the conversation, that will help equip you to live with more passion, more purpose, and enjoy your work on a different level. How many of you are leaders in this room? How many of you lead people? Fantastic. When you tell your people, help them see that they're building a cathedral, wow, that changes their whole life. You've just transformed 40% of their lives for the better when you can do that. It's really powerful. I have heard stories about people's parents, of how they've changed over time, of how they've been able to kick like a horrible alcohol problem or something like that and come through the other side. It is really remarkable what the human being can do if we invite ourselves into that camp. Another way to look at these things, though, is our creations are our passions. So what it is that you give of yourself is your passion. Then you can look at the experiences. This is what the world gives you. This is your inspiration. And then finally, of course, the attitudinal stuff is back to the mindset stuff. Love something. Put yourself into something. You know what the most common answer I get when I'm in front of crowds asking this question? What are you passionate about? What do you think the answer is? I don't know. They say they don't know. Doesn't that just take your breath away? That one precious life and you don't know what you're passionate about? No. We have to fix that. So one of my favorite passions is I love to do random acts of kindness. I love that. And it's not because I want to go to heaven. But it sounds good. But the way I go about it is I literally every single day when I'm out and about, I'm looking for someone that I can say something to, that I can acknowledge in some way, add something to, give something to. Whether it's, you look stunning. My favorite thing is to actually stop a woman and tell her she's beautiful. My favorite thing in the world to do that. And do you know what happens when I do that? She gets a little bigger. And she's invariably surprised and stunned. But she walks away taller. And I don't want anything from her. I want her to walk away just like that. That is one of my passions. And guess what? When I exercise and I do that passion, I get something from that. The word inspiration is actually from the Latin inspire, which means to breathe into. So really, when you think about it, what's inspiration? It's something that takes our breath in. It gives us life, basically. That's what inspiration is. You can think about inspiration as breathing life into you. Why is it that I would want you to be able to cultivate more inspiration? I want more breath into you. I want more life into you. When I think about purpose, the reason that it's so important is, the reason it works is because we don't have forever on the planet. The thing about this whole purpose thing, that it gives us that urgency to fulfill in our life's missions because you don't get forever. So here's something for all of you as business communicators. Why don't you try writing your own eulogy? It makes you stand outside of today to consider what kind of a life are you really trying to create for yourself. It's incredibly powerful. And guess what? People could actually use that really one day in the future. So write it well, okay? So your purpose is your unique lens on the world. That is what you're going to be able to create your best creations from. But it is amazing when you start peeling this back. Your purpose has been with you your whole life. And Nick Craig talks about it showing up as, your home. When you figure it out, your home. Here's a couple of places to look. One is, what has ailed you in life? What has bothered you your whole life? What have you been working on for yourself your whole life? Another place to look is a crucible moment or some major adversity that you have come through. So what's amazing is, I had a gentleman on my radio show named Steve Gavatorta, and he talks about embracing adversity because it helps us become who we're meant to become in life. Completely agree with that. So that is the thing that turns you into the person you're supposed to become. So look for those places in your life that you had to really address something, confront something, and see what's there for you. There may be a purpose behind all of that. It's bigger than what you've been able to see so far. The last thing is, what's a really big, wicked problem in the world that you want to stand for working on addressing? Is it, pollution? Is it global hunger? What is it? Is there something out there that's really big for you that you want to spend the rest of your life addressing somehow, some way? Here's my purpose. I like to call myself the anti-undertaker. How's that for I don't have that in my business card. What do you think, Mona? Melissa? Yeah? The anti-undertaker. I came up with that having had the lady on my show, but the reason why is because the problem that I exist to solve is that according to the Gallup organization, 85% of the workforce across the globe does not want to go to work on Monday. And that means that for the other, for that whole time period, they're literally walking through life dead. I see them all the time. I see dead people. They're everywhere. So I exist to awaken and enliven those people that their lives and work can really be something magnificent. That's what I'm up to in life. So get this, look at this possibility. So I just had this woman on my radio show this last week. Her name is Karen Hoyes. She is 39 years old. So one of the things she talks about, according to her research, is she says that only 1% of the world is fully living their purpose right now, just 1%. And get this opportunity. When, not if, because people are working at this, when we get to 3% of people fully living their purpose, the entire planet will be shifted to a level of consciousness where peace will be possible. What if our whole reason for being is to get present to our purpose and do whatever it takes, persist mightily to fulfill it on earth so that when we do so, it contributes to a more enlightened consciousness and raises humanity? What if? That's just one possibility, but what if, right? So what I'm asking you to do here is really just rise above all the noise that's in your life every day. All that stuff, the laundry and everything else I was talking about before, and we wrote the flyer about this, find a way to rise above that. That's just noise. And be able to be able to intervene in that so that you can live in that space of passion, inspiration, and purpose. We only get one shot at this. I'm asking you to take the shot. Thank you.